Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Well, I'm so happy for the this afternoon. And Channel not giving the full story because he bribed me for making go come here today. He said he need a lot of rating. So I say, well, na my name rating. And the car waiter. I don't know if I don't. Yeah, okay, so I don't deliver. But which is, I mean, for very serious reason why we're here. One, I want to say thank you to everybody in this country. Because the work what they do, if the people they not appreciate what they do, then unfortunately that work they not go get any meaning. Where start the Hands of Our Girls campaign. It may start as a small ideology just because I was so emotional about a situation which cannot say I need to go underneath this whole thing. You know me, my name is Controversy. And I don't want to come at the first press conference and come out there leaving a lot of controversy also. But when my husband been there in opposition, there was an incident which happened where a girl being accused, a sitting minister then say a raper will come to run for school fees or something to do with fees. And then a lady called Hannah also, the raper, kill him, dump him on the beach. And I see the kind outcry will happen in this country, and I was traumatized and I was very angry. But unfortunately, I don't get any power for do anything. But I pray, say God will give me an opportunity. And when Maadabio now happened to be the president in 2018, I said to her, waiting happen that last dispensation will not happen in your own presidency. I say, as long as I did, then you know, see, everybody where you employ now, I am watching them. Because people don't forget a position and abuse that position just because you get a position. So that's the beginning of the Hands of Our Girls. And then I begin for hearing horrible stories. I begin for hearing terrible things then about rape. Rape in this district, rape in that district. Pekin, then they die, then they kill Pekin them out of rape. And I say, you know, for God for bless you, for make you a first lady of a whole nation, it's for a reason. If God no feel say I need for serve the people of Sierra Leone, enough for make me a first lady. So I said I have to risk it all. I get for use my voice. I get for do whatever it takes for let people understand say we have problem in this country and make people SSF be the one we ready for fix this problem here. And that's so Hands of Our Girls born. And today we not only don't change the narrative in Sierra Leone, but we don't go beyond Sierra Leone, and now we're changing policies, we're changing the way people see women around the world, and we're making sure that the United Nations will push them for let them make women them and picking them business priority, and let them stop lip service on their matters that they. So not to me for validate my position or whether I've served you people right, but one thing I can say, if the Sierra Leoneans do not accept the Hands of Our Girls, the Hands of Our Girls will not be in the middle of the United Nations today. And because of UNA, it make the Hands of Our Girls successful. So I want for just start a premises on that. Now let me talk about November 18. I want for pay homage and respect to the Minister of Gender and Children's Affairs, the Minister of Social Welfare, of course Nikki Spencer and Jen Noba. We don't work before now, and the Minister of Social Welfare, I don't work with them before now, and the new Minister of Gender, who is a superstar. The short time we don't come, they don't show say yes For take a position is one thing, but for believe in changing people's life is another thing. And her focus is 100% how it will help in changing the narrative and make women not only stronger, but safer. So for now, I get the strongest pillar. Right in front of me, I have His Excellency the President, my dearest husband. And on his side, on the right, I get the Minister of Gender. On the left, I get the Minister of Social Welfare. And I feel safe because behind me, I get Chernobyl. We will make sure that the message reach to the people there. So I make today at the Bullion and using platform for talk to Sierra Leoneans. Last year, November 7, I went to the United Nations. For the very first time in the history of the United Nations, a First Lady addressed the General Assembly. In all common, well, it's not only the First Lady, but of African First Lady from an African country and a small African country where everybody, we talk about Sierra Leone, they begin to talk about Ebola, corruption, chopping hands and war, we don't pass long time. We're not any part of our life anymore. But then I get the opportunity for Tina before the United Nations and ask them for give me a day where we go commemorate rape victim. I know say people would think say this is crazy because you don't celebrate rape. But in the last 5 years I realized say rape victims then they get justice. But even after the justice, they're not healer. We fight for them. We will make sure that they get the justice. The people that we rape them, they're sent to prison. But then your life no will ever be the same again. So this day, November 18, now for how we, when I say we, Sierra Leoneans, all of us, how we will look at these people in a different way. They are victims. We cannot victimize them twice. The people that we do them this, now therefore suffer. Not to the one that we they don't rape, they don't take away a Pekin or young girl in dignity, and then for the rest of in life he need for suffer for that day. So the November 18 is a day for long we go stand in solidarity with all of these victims. And I want to make ladies' house no say, not a girl picking no more than the rape these days. Boy picking is safe than the rape. So boys are also victims in this country right now. And I say this because it's the fact, it's on my table. I know the boys, them way they don't rape. I know how many boy picking and they don't destroy their lives. Not Sierra Leone here. You would think that this kind of thing not happen in our country, but it's happening. So November 18, I follow we all go able for stand with them people here and say you are not alone in this. We will stand with you, we'll help you heal, we'll pray with you, we'll support you, and for make let themselves know say they are part of this nation. They are not being abandoned, and because they don't get justice, we just left them. And in other cases also, I want to find another way for help them. Who that need for go back to university, my foundation will pay for them university fees, for let them go back to school. The one that we want to do vocational studies, the foundation will pay for them, for let them go. Who that they need a startup capital for make them go start up their life. Again, my foundation ready for help them, for make sure that they will able to start something with their life. It's just the beginning. This is not the first commemoration. And this first commemoration, I get the First Lady of Nigeria, where they come there for the very first time, for can support. I get the First Lady of Angola, we also they come for can support this. And I get one of the biggest gospel singers in the world today, Sinach, where they also come for can stand with these victims then, and we all together, with every Sierra Leonean, for say to them, we are with you. But this is only possible because presidentbio now the champion for waiting at the do. Now India at the forefront for waiting at the do. And presidentbio has been very supportive, not only to me as a wife, but to my ideologies then, because sometimes my ideologies then very crazy. If you man not support you when you do the work you do, you'll never be successful, because at the end of the day you get to go back in the house. and you meet you Monday, if you don't like what you do, of course, una no go get peace. But I just say I'm so blessed that Presidentbio has been the rock that I stand upon, and for let I even get all these leaders them at the world today where they say we want to come and be with you, now because in give me that platform and make sure say I not only get the platform but on it and carry it. And with that, I'm very privileged for say when I fly the flag of Sierra Leone, I do it with pride because the Sierra Leone blood runs in me, and I not say whatever I do out there, I'm representing nothing less than 7.5 million people. So November 18, I just want to call on every Sierra Leonean, whether you are at the venue, whether you're at home, wherever you find yourself, just take a minute and pray for all victims, and pray that the one is safe with their mind they give them say for all touch people picking them, may God heal them so that we picking them will be set free. Low picking them able for walk on the street and not afraid. Low picking them able for feel safe inside their houses, then make family members then come visit. We picking them, let them not abuse them in their houses then. Because most times rape where they happen na your house, na somebody with very close to you, na in Kindwa. So that prayer na for every one of us. We where they try for help, the one day where they try for do the bad, may God heal everybody. Because if God heal everybody, then we will get a better Sierra Leone. I don't want to be the one we will talk na Alex and me just come for carried news. But I just want to appreciate on all we can. Since nobody declares say this is not the biggest session they don't get. Biggest, but I want to appreciate on all. And not say channel they say make a talk about the zero waste.
I will answer to ask you a follow-up question. Will you just tell me, since you just come out talking, I've been getting the privilege for talk to you behind the scenes, and no say as usual, when you go there and sleep in the day, people not even understand, like I say, the efforts we go for not just champion the work, but for champion salon. Me and Nikki don't partner with you for host one of the biggest conferences here in salon. Again, they bring the entire UN Kaya, but on this zero waste, and also when you go talking, there was some breaking news. Yeah. Use the platform, let's share the breaking news.
Well, I believe say una all know say a few months back the UN Secretary General appoints me as one of the 8 eminent people for champion zero waste globally, and we meeting na Istanbul this last week where the 8 eminent people then assemble and we decide for begin for deliberate on what's the way forward, because now the first time they will give you the terms of reference. So in that meeting, the first year, because March 30 now in the zero waste day globally with the United Nations don't put aside. The Turkish First Lady is the chair for our committee. And in Turkey, when I go, we in our meeting, we agree say the first zero waste global summit should be held in Freetown, Sierra Leone, and which means say under the leadership of His Excellency in wife will bring the United Nations to Freetown. So we're looking forward to welcoming the United Nations because we'll be celebrating the World Zero Waste here in Sierra Leone. And for the very first time also, the First Lady of Turkey will be visiting Sierra Leone for that meeting. So we're looking forward to that. I know they want to talk about them because I've been just one for make a little secret closer to the time. But now you don't make a don't pull another. So now they pull another than the while are they inside Turkey again, the United Nations. Right now, I'm in the United Nations, the New Delhi. September, where I go at the UN aides don't appoint me for be the champion for adolescent girls. And these appointments, them, they are jobs So it's not just appointment by mouth, not job. Just like the zero waste, not job. Where they will pay me for doing my job. So Sierra Leone they pay me for being first lady, or the UN they will pay me for doing my job. But the other exciting opportunity where I get where I travel, now the fact say the possible the United Nations don't appoint for lead road safety, the accidents the way they happen globally. Jean Todt, they go to Turkey, the president of Turkey recommend me for work with her. So I meet with her, it presents to me what he want for do wake up and road safety, and then he asks if I can be one of the eminent people and also for work with them globally, for how we champion a campaign on road safety. Now, John Todt, most of us maybe not sabi unless if you're a football fanatic like me or you're a motor race fanatic like me. Now, even they manage Michael Schumacher, when Michael Schumacher when they do a race, and then he was part of the heads for Formula One. So he don't do that one day, he don't do that one day. He's at the top of in game. Now, he don't decide to say that one day now for himself. He want for serve humanity, and he want for look at road safety, so that we could try to get safe roads, then traffic lights, and make sure say drivers them honor the traffic lights them now every district and every city around the world. So John Todt also don't promise for come to Sierra Leone as soon as possible. In fact, in say one come in February for make we go come start the Sierra Leone side of road safety. So the one the way them bike riders the way he just cut out come out na them corner and can't choke before you motorcar before you remember and say you don't kill person. We will re-educate them for let them understand what it means for drive safely on our roads, because I think it entails a lot of patience also. So these are all opportunities where I get within the United Nations right now. I have 3 jobs at the United Nations and 1 voluntary job, which is this road safety. And I say, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. But it is possible because una Sierra Leoneans them will not vote for Maadabio. Because whilst Maadabio is the president, I remain the first lady. So thank you.
So now you don't make the clap. But thank you so much, Your Excellency. I think since a lot of people within our house making like normally when they represent the one they own and I can like to talk to them directly. We get a national treasure. We don't also become an international icon. All the big institutions here, if your reputation, the quality of the work you do not be met, that value, they know they can ask you for take on them platform here. And where they take them platform here, also waiting for know that it champion this country for sell the country first, for let people even kaya and resources, but also the issues here. Whether not zero waste, whether not AIDS, whether not health, whether not girls, empowerment, transport, all of the important issues that they are Excellency the champion. I come to the 2 ministers quickly, and also we will get questions in. All man I want to talk to Her Excellency. Today, all I want to talk to her, I talk to her through me. So we said that they take on the platform. But Madam Minister of Gender and Children's Affairs, firstly, don't talk very fine about you already. Myself, I'm glad you were today for the first time we did at this platform. We all now we've been in civil society together. You're a dedicated person. You don't hear anything the first thing you don't say. And now your job for that issue that we talk about so passionately and clearly, we're the champion internationally for them to push on a salon for advanced gender equality and the beginning rights. Tell me small bits about how you take that work the way the Madam, Her Excellency, they do globally and drive them locally in a salon and the partnership over it.
Okay. I want to tell you plenty thank you. Her Excellency the First Lady, colleague minister, and gender activist there, Nikki. Chairman, I tell you plenty thank you. And for people the way they listen to me, I want for people we all know say this. Hello? Okay. So, first and foremost, they work for pets for women and girls. For pets for women and girls, right, a salon, they don't say we struggle. You know, if you can follow, way back in 1995, one meeting in the Beijing, where they didn't do the Beijing Declaration of women's rights. So from that time, this country don't position itself on how for implement a particular declaration there. And that declaration, they don't take center stage when they promote the rights of women and girls in the world all over. So we country, Salon, we know they try one. Now that means inside 2007, we come up with a law, and I mean the SLPP government at that time as well. We come towards elections. We talk about, we bring the Three Gender Act then. We talk about the Domestic Violence Act, the Registration of Customary Marriage Act, and the Devolution of Estates and Divorce Act. So then what the acts then they've been there till 2009. So we've been still a struggle because there are so many gaps in their law they where we've been passed as a country. And the threat for women and girl picking and rights have been still problematic. So the country be positioned properly for make sure say all what we do, we support the rights of women and girls. But we all know say inside 2020 there was a policy on the gender equality and women's empowerment policy where His Excellency in government we passed that policy in our parliament. After that, inside 2002, plenty law they will come where we will for pass. One, now the Customary Land Rights Act of 2022. The other one, now the Political Parties Regulation Commission Act, where they be reviewed. Then we get the Public Elections Act of 2022. Then we get also, of course, the much talked about Jury Act of 2022. Then we get the Land Commission Act as well of 2022. So you see, if you watch all the laws, then inside 2022, now that time the parliament will pass them. You know what he tell you? There has been the political will. There has been the enabling environment for making way for position women, the fight for women the rights in this country. Because when you check all their laws, then all they tell you say the rights of women must be respected. The rights of girls must be protected. You know, women they don't be their own property like land now or customary land setting because of that land law. Now women the owner. And when you get rights for own property like land, you get rights for get even high collateral. Now for get interest alcohol microfinance loan or any loan from any bank. So it will make it easy for women for able to participate into inclusion or decision-making processes. Then we watch what's now happen in parliament. Before this government, the last government, we get only 18 women in parliament. Now we get 42. Now cabinet, now 3. Now we get 10 in cabinet, 11 deputy ministers. We're not female. They position the country for make people for compete globally. And as a result, it gives rise to waiting the First Lady. They talk about how impartial now for promote the rights of the girls. The girl child gets rights now in space, now in heart, the space daily, for making able for make sure say all waiting is done for emotionally, everything physically. You ask the First Lady, wake up and sleep today, and they tell you say, I Satan, I want to make a change the situation of women and girls in this country. The narrative, now it want for change. And I'm happy for them. If you ask me of how we need to do that locally, the ministry, which have the responsibility, when the machinery, for make sure say all the law that we don't pass in this country, what that's for do with women and girls, they monitor the implementation of those laws. And if them law then they will not monitor the implementation and hold everybody accountable, we're not going to do well. The First Lady in dream not going to be achieved. This country not going to be positioned globally, they can't be positioned so. You see, the First Lady they under just because of how a man don't lay the foundation, the political will don't dey for make we as a country able for begin for faith and allow everybody for talk about the rights of women. Forget for politics, forget about whose political party you dey. When it comes to woman and pikin business, we all know one, and we all the champion that Thursday. And that's me self they do as a minister, na me own ministry. We bring everybody together. We try to go at local community level. We go to any district, the ministry in presence felt today. We do with community engagement them. We engage different civil society organizations. We engage other stakeholders them. In fact, in the next few weeks, we will hear about how we engage parliament women and even at the local council, like the councillor them. We will wait for make we get the parliamentarian and parliament, and that make we glad today when they don't swear in the APC female parliamentarian. Because the initiative when the ministry don't develop the strategy now that we all they can work as one, we all they network together, we they build capacity, we they mentor, we they coach. So nobody will fail. We want to see together how women they deliver, how women they implement policies, how they reach out to the community level. This party business not the inside, but we try to see anything we could do with Pekin, girl Pekin or woman, we all in a forefront for her. The First Lady initiative then, me are one big supporter of the initiative then, and I do with them through thick and thin in terms of ensuring that the initiative they always being implemented, and I complement them. Just like we work with the Minister of Social Welfare as well, complementing each other's efforts. We get with strategy then. We get what we call the street child strategy. With that strategy then, we also focus on that picking them. Because when you go to street na net, you go to the market them, you watch na the table, you see picking and they sleep na market table na net. If you're not possible, it gets hard. If you're not possible, you feel sorry for picking, you will cry. The pain will be inside, you know, for it the following days. So with that, we ministry don't develop that particular strategy for make sure say we reach out to every community. We want to try to see how best we for pool picking and commerce and streets with support from the First Lady himself. Now that make inside in November 18 program, the ministry will support and full-fledged. Inside the 16 days of activism, the ministry, they work hand in hand with the office of the First Lady for make we develop strategy then. In fact, we don't begin the engagement, we don't meet, we don't discuss, and this time we get football what we use for spread message against sexual gender-based violence. Where now the device, now the mess, now the menace now the society where we want for end. You just sit down, you wake every day you watch on social media, Papa don't rape his 6-year-old Pekin. Step Papa don't rape him 8-year-old Pekin. Uncle don't rape Pekin. 13 years of age Pekin, the case in America right now, you know, in Step Papa Giambele. They kind of story that day. You know what left for them, they repeat themselves. And when you look as a country, we don't try, it's not that we not try, but now that make the law and the Sexual Offense Act of 2019, when they can tranga one for make, we know anybody will commit acts against them people and they against Pekin, especially when they're underage, they know they try. They will face the full consequence of the law. All that when they happen under the reign of His Excellency the President. We get to one-stop center the way they operate in the country for sexual and gender-based violence victims. However, we challenged. Even though we challenged, we still push, we still work. And now, anytime when we sit down, now then discussion they do. The one-stop centers, the challenge where they do. If we can do all the way Mongobe and Lubu for the rape or the sexually abuser, for county town to the nearest service and to the nearest center where get medical services for them, it's too risky for the Pekin. And most of them, the Pekin, they move them on a one motorbike with the person when the perpetrator will commit the crime. So the risk will involve. The vulnerability of girl Pekin, the distance when they travel when they don't abuse them, it's also risky. Now that make we talk to all now with the listening. When they abuse Pekin in any community, make sure you report to the correct authority. We get the 116 toll-free line. Where na that line there, na in we dey try for make everybody get access to the services then. So all the one in a part of what we dey try for do for make we work what we dey do able for all matter and also support the first lady initiative of arms of our guards. Because when the rape became, or the sexually abused became, you lost the evidence, most of the time they push the case come out in a court because evidence not there for support. You know how accident will be, so the perpetrator they go scot-free. We know what's standing for the happy. Madam First Lady, so the best push over for push this term, if you ask me, now that we want to see how best, how quick, how swiftly do they respond, so that and make services then closer to the victim then, so that even the work where you work, so the effect where you affect, you will see the pain and it will impact many people in their lives then. I tell you, thank you.
You see, we can't the whole this conference here. Seriously, Madam First Lady, we're an activist, we're passionate about the subjects, we feel the passion. I just want to say to us as a Sierra Leone, I'm just sitting on this stage and looking at that flyer we put. It's not the face of my country. Strong, powerful, dynamic women. Presidentbio in leadership, you don't usher in this country, amazing women who lead this country, with major sector. Just the idea of that, if you think about this country, it's like just 4, 5 years, 10, 15 years ago, it will be a very different panel we get here. But this is progress. The minister talks on Tiwa loss. With parliament, the last parliament, 18 women. In this parliament, this is not the message you make in talk all day. We more than double them. We get 42. Change is here in Salone. Whether people acknowledge her or not, numbers not a lie. The number very clear. We more than double the number of women in our parliament. Presidentbio more than double the number of appointed women to senior positions. He achieved 33%. We've been sick forget. And the acquisition of cabinets and the watch around the table. Women, young, dynamic, competent Sierra Leonean women, we run this country. So I want to tell you plenty, thank you. Before we end with Madam Minister Melrose coming here, I want to cancel civil society quick and turn to my former colleague, Nikki Spencer Cook. A full disclosure, I've been very purposeful, so I need to declare that Association Day. But I think Uda Sabi Nikki knows say Nikki an activist. We don't care about the issue we just talk about, irrespective of which position you don't do. And I'm not saying that one person too we don't support Her Excellency initiatives for advance, particularly girl picking their rights in this country. I want to just talk quickly about the role with civil society and activists then for play. For advance the issue here, we talk about, we the Mami they talk about, we the minister just talk about for push girl picking their right.
To my former colleague and the Minister of Information, thank you, Madam First Lady, the Ministers of Gender and Social Welfare. I feel kind of like city weight on your shoulders, very heavy right now because that means supposed to represent civil society, but it's a very opportune moment for me to get this conversation. We talk about the role of civil society, and the Minister of Gender talked about the gender laws as we know them from 2007, and of course in the fight for the liberation of girls and women in Sierra Leone, and women of Sierra Leone, civil society don't play an integral part of that from, for decades before. So each step of the way, waiting at the important thing we can change when you see change in society, that the political will. And that's the current moment in which we're in right now, from the amendment of the Sexual Offences Act to the passage of the Gender Equality and Women's Empowerment Act to the First Lady in campaign, win our hands off our girls. The First Lady in campaign for November 18th, or rather the day for November 18th, the full name as we know it is World Day for the Prevention of and Healing from Child Sexual Exploitation, Abuse and Violence. My former colleague go understand what I mean when I say everything is everything. Everything is everything. The questions when it come from civil society at this point is that if everything is everything, and if as Sierra Leoneans, this whole panel within I right now, led by the First Lady, I know that they are passionate about the protection from exploitation of the children, especially girls, in Sierra Leone. And if everything is everything, then wait till me to ask the First Lady with the ministers we responsible for their bills there we get for come up and for carry forward the championing of those further legislation in this country will ensure the full protection of exploitation and abuse and sexual violence of girls in particular in Sierra Leone. And now they talk about the amendments, the new Child Rights Act bill. We thankfully this new parliament, they all don't come forward. The Ministry of Gender, now the authors of that bill, inside that bill they get two very important things we are so happy that also the First Lady now all been a champion for, and you understand, say, when you say everything is everything, you protect children from sexual exploitation and violence. It also means ensuring that they're not exposed to early marriage. The First Lady, if you want for court time, we can tell you all the terms, as far as I'm concerned, child marriage is rape. I totally and completely agree. That's what it is, right? Inside that same bill, there's a provision for protection of children from FGM. The First Lady agree with Andy. We all can get different opinions about what happens when you get to the age of 18 and you're dealing with a woman. But as a society, if you cannot agree on the basic protection of your children, then something is wrong. Thankfully, we all agree today with children, girls should be protected at all levels. And everything is everything. Child marriage is violence against girls. Sexual abuse and rape, obviously, violence against girls. FGM, obviously, violence against girls. So we, as civil society, we continue for doing work for support the works of the ministries of Gender and Children's Affairs, Ministry of Social Welfare, and the First Lady's Hands Off Our Girls campaign. Because at the end of the day, what any government needs is an understanding that they get to civil society where they in step with them because you agree on the basics. We're not going for offense. The minister said the other day, say, we disagree agreeably. Right here, there's not even any disagreement. We're all in agreement on the fact that we must protect our girls from violence. So, you know, I was contemplating how much I was going to say when I came here, but I knew at least that I wasn't going to get the First Lady upset because she's in agreement. So thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much. I think there's a value. The other thing me and Her Excellency really talk about now for change the narrative about salon. We don't always get for agree on every word, but we can get respectful disagreements. We can disagree without being disagreeable. You know, mean say because we think First Lady say, you know, agree pass you go concern. Or you know, or go after them personally. We can debate issues. And I make this with press conference, we're not afraid for bringing civil society, including people that we disagree with me. Well, they push you because it's a democracy we get. Presidentbio want for make Salon be a champion of democracy. And I want to say one more thing before I hand over to Minister Melrose. One of the reasons that we make I get such abiding faith and respect in His Excellency the President is early on in his tenure, I began an opportunity for engage with Presidentbio. And I asked her what he want to be known for. He said two things. He said if the people don't remember that about nothing. He said education and for advanced gender equality. This is my legacy around the world. So not to, like how Her Excellency say, not to lip service for we in a salon, and we continue for work on the issue that they and solve them. Minister Melrose, you they in charge of social welfare. Big time. In fact, I can about you say that you're responsible for all. We all with social welfare and you for deal with we. So from your perspective, how your ministry they work for address some of the issues here, how do they work together, how do they coordinate the First Lady leadership, you and your colleague minister, for address the issue I will just talk about, for protect without picking them, for protect picking them, and particularly this day when we talk about this big day in November, we are Excellency Don Champion around the world in a salon.
Thank you very much, Minister, Excellency, the First Lady, dear sister from the Ministry of Gender, and the very good Mickey, the activist. I really want to start on the note for say a big thank you to His Excellency the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone for giving a dynamic woman way, and I will say this from the bottom of my heart because myself don't take at the space, the gender agenda, that's what we call it for. And for there we get this kind of huge platform, not only at the country, but also it don't transcend into, from the borders of Sierra Leone and the world at large. Not to anything we the women in Sierra Leone, and I believe say we get formidable women in Sierra Leone. We don't take them lightly at all. And Presidentbio, he carefully choose. Thank you. Presidentbio, he carefully choose in words like how Cherino talks so, and really not to lip service. He don't live to expectation, because as I say, we really don't live in this country. We don't try for lift the bar high on gender equality and women's rights. It been very challenged. And why was it? Why it been challenged? Now because I think that my colleague been talk about the political leadership. The political leadership is very critical for able for advance not only women's issue, but every issue when it affects with life as human beings. Like how Jen say, social welfare, not everything, the welfare of people. We can sometimes zoom in more on the vulnerable because we believe, say, now they're not able to fight for themselves. So we can go all out for make sure, say, they self-enjoy the rights we therefore enjoy, not the society. And Presidentbio not also missing word when he talk about inclusiveness, radical inclusion. That everybody, every Sierra Leone, it don't matter your status, whether you poor, whether you're not disabled, whether you find yourself as a victim of sexual and gender-based violence, you are important in this society and your voice must be heard. And at that champion day, we don't exactly see in life they run with. And to be honest, for the compliment way Her Excellency don't compliment his husband, for let we sit down I had so today, they talk whether on increasing the space for women, political participation, decision making, or whether now for project the rights of women we don't suffer, or even girls, children we don't suffer as a result of gender and sexual-based violence, rape and slavery and all of that. Now as a result of the fact say Presidentbio it give importance to this issue and the website run with them. Look at the legislations we don't pass so far. Look at the landmark decisions of declaring rape as a state of emergency. It's not easy for a country or a president grab and even consider that. And when you can reflect, some of we know, Sierra Leone is a chauvinistic state, whether you like it or not a male-dominated society. Presidentbio will not say it openly, but I know what he going to go through for even increase with number from how many? I've been 3 or so cabinets to now with 10, and the deputy ministers there 11 or 12, 11. Now big thing down there. And heads the rule for let that happen. The expectations were high. But he chose the path for stand with a word, and because he know the contributions that women are making. You go back, just go back to the basic education and look at the results that are coming out from girls. Check it. Go to the universities. See the kind of strides that women are making. Tremendous strides. So he had all the rights for give woman a chance, because what we do, we took now we all responsible for make the society a place worthy of living. The role of the woman, even in the home, and the first person when they get in contact with the child. So if you don't give that woman opportunity for education and other things, now it make we get high maternal mortality in this country, because the pikin they left small, you don't get belly. He not able to take care of himself. How you go take care of baby? Now it make we human development index, we always stay down. Thanks to presidentbio, we can declare free quality education. And day like today, we always see, and we get to see more. We not go even feel that the effect or what is said of that now. Wait down the line. Let you see how that one day the position the country very, very well. So if I want to come more for talk about this issue of November 18, Her Excellency the First Lady is starting small. And so for our girls, people that they watch and they don't know whose side they go. She was going places. We didn't see it. But they like today, look the benefits where this don't bring down to me. And when you see so, this rape and sexual abuse and what is it endemic na the society. But the voice we don't come out, the voice, the silence where Her Excellency don't make it break by this, we don't begin to see the effect. First thing where they work now in this country na UN, don't they claim another open me radio, because you are hearing all kind of horrible news about how old the people they don't rape this. I'm like, what the heck is going on here? But then today, it is minimized, because we do the biggest platform for no less a person than the First Lady. Look at her handiwork. Look at, I don't know how many of you have visited the Wilberforce Hospital, where the First Lady, the champion. You need to, you're not journalist, not to what you have talked about for the talk. We must see some of them things and the air project them, so that we will change the minds of people for say we need to support people who are coming. She's here today, but in let how they stay in power, she will go someday. Somebody else needs to forget the story, and from Una will come out. Look what they happen at Wilberforce. Wilberforce Hospital 34 has been completely transformed. If you go yonder, right now, then they put a one-stop shop center where the sister be the top about, when everything on rape would happen there. And like we saw, we applaud that effort there, because like I say, the most vulnerable in society, and they deal with all sorts of trafficking. Right now, as they enter this hall, then they call me for picking them where they don't traffic go money. They don't come with 8 force at 3 down. Now they don't come with additional 3 today, then they wait for me in official. Ages between 3 to 15. They don't care they go married. They say they go married. Which married handy? And they all have the same song name. But that one day you will go into that name later, because what do you mean no? For deal with sexual and gender-based violence, for deal with all the menace they are in society, we need 1, prevention, the 3 P's. We need protection, and we need prosecution. So now the law and the law enforcement therefore come to play. And I believe, say, most people, you can hear it and they talk now, say, that in Fatima and Pikiro don't go there. That because of the advocacy, the platform, and the laws then where the gender minister and we all they join hands for make sure say people that know say there is law in this country, and no matter who that can do, when you offend the law they deal with you big time, and I don't know how they follow. So to me, I don't work with Her Excellency the First Lady. Even now, we they try for get them for them to take the other big platform on trafficking, because trafficking are part of the hands of our gangs. It not be done pay too much attention there, because if you really want to subdue the rape, but trafficking itself, it gets rape. In fact, now the drive. So therefore, Her Excellency the First Lady, they also take that big platform for able for support landing. Who don't know that this country say, them one they when crippled them, they disabled people, they are being molested, left, right, and center. They one that they suffer, past even the other people. Then they rape them, then they get picking them where they don't even sabi that from. It's a pathetic situation. Now it makes to me this whole advocacy around this issue, it dear to my heart, and I'm ready for support my colleague Naya and the First Lady for them to advance this, and then make sure say November 18 we continue for crying out loud, so that the last person in the village will able to hear, and then will able for come and support, so that we will bring this menace to an end of the country.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Madam Minister. Again, a lot of passion, a lot of substance. The other thing I want to point out, normally I can let for point out, I can call them blue skies. The narrative often is that powerful women and not support each other. Not so they can say, that they effect. We just hear some of the most powerful women in our country, and they all talk about how they're comfortable for support each other under the leadership of Her Excellency in the best way they said. And as he said, Minister Melrose, even try for give Her Excellency one more job. I want to ask if you will pay him. See, but I must say, they always care about trafficking as well as an issue. We said go Senegal with my colleague last week, a few weeks ago, Your Excellency, as we meet about 25 young saloon living. We take from here, from Newton, then get and go, then smuggle them by road, and take fake pass ID card for them, ECOWAS ID. As they reach the first net, then take their ID card then from them, then begin selling them to man them, for letting them go sleep. They were between the ages of 13 and 17, one of them will be 18. Over 20 of them will meet them, then we go hold, somebody go reports. The beginning, in fact, they balance their own, then go report and get them go to the embassy. The day we go to embassy, I see that. Today, the IOM chief in Salon can see me in our office just before this meeting, and we talk a lot about this issue of smuggling and trafficking. But before I come to you, I want to read through the first set of questions. Now at the time follow and ask questions. So then I'll come and I'll say, Her Excellency, why respond to some of the things that we don't talk. Well, as you know, we get a platform where we take people already send online. So I go through that maybe first, and then we open up to now. First, somebody just say something. He say, what a remarkable panel. Amazing to see all women in such positions of power. Your Excellency, what strides have you made in this direction? How has Sierra Leone's leadership influenced the UN's approach to this issue and the global community's response? Somebody from University of Sheffield, they asked, we tell all now they follow me online, thank you. He said, in the context of international advocacy, what role does Sierra Leone play in promoting the healing and recovery of survivors? And then there were two other questions that we not necessarily get for do with the topic, but I can also say people can ask all questions, so we'll answer them later, but I asked them one time. Somebody said, witness a law imposition in the ongoing situation between Palestine and Israel. I responded to this question yesterday. Is the president concerned, and will he also call for a ceasefire? In fact, there was a newspaper headline last week after I responded to this question, so I will answer again. The other person say, this is not a question. Good afternoon, Madam First Lady. We appreciate and respect your time and effort you're investing in making sure the young girls in our society are protected, while you serve as a shining example, not just for girls and women. However, I'm sure you may not be aware of a criminal enterprise known as QNet, who not only scams young men and women with a promise to send them overseas to the US, Canada, and Europe. I guess on the same theme of trafficking. And then somebody else say, why can't the government increase teachers' salary? Because they are the ringleaders of education. But they are not pleased with the government of Sierra Leone because they are really suffering in terms of living standards in the country. Again, once that question you can ask, we are the government, and we go respond to them. But before me say anything, I want the chance to Her Excellency First Lady just respond to what you know so far, and then initial question. I will come to the room in a few minutes. Yeah.
Hello. The first way they ask about within a Sierra Leonean role on the advocacy platform, I believe the Sierra Leone role in help for we able for get a World Day, because we champion this. We not only go to the United Nations, but we reach out to every country humanly possible. This is one of the resolutions where you get Saudi Arabia co-sponsor, you get UAE co-sponsor, you get the Vatican, you get Islamic Relief, you get America, you get the United Kingdom, you get the whole of the European Union, and Africa, all the African countries, they all co-sponsor this event, this resolution. When you say co-sponsor, that now it means that the country, they in agreement with your country. So for make a good day, Mrs. And I not only as a Muslim woman, I know use the Islamic world and say because I'm a Muslim, make her go to the Islamic world and ask for their support. I went first to the Vatican and ask for their support. So when I get the Pope in blessing, I went to Islamic Relief, because it's like I go first to this other religion where I respect, where I care for, because the man we me love is a Catholic Christian. So I thought, okay, let me use this platform, use my husband's platform, and then use my own platform. So I use the Catholic platform and get the Catholic, the Vatican for support this, and then I then go to Islamic Relief and get them for support. And so it was easy. When you go now to the UN for do your presentation, you don't put, there's no religious thing there anymore, because you know go say, well, they support her because she's a Muslim, and now the Muslim they no more support a resolution. No, I was too smart not to allow that thing for happen. And the facts say against America, Australia, New Zealand, the United Kingdom, the whole of the European Union also supports this. And then you now go to the Middle East, you get all of the Arab states decide for support her. And on the day, right inside the United Nations Day, just as I'm about to do my presentation, now Russia, because you get a deadline for put your name on a resolution. And Russia have been the last country we come on board and say their name for day, not that resolution day, because they want to be part of that resolution. It sure say the world is listening. It sure say the world understand your problem, and the world also, with everything where they go on in the world, you get good people then. And where good people sit, they do the right thing. So on that day, there was a lot of good people. 158 countries all said yes on an African woman's resolution, first ever First Lady. Now, this one about the question about Palestine and Israel, I don't speak on behalf of His Excellency the President. No, but I get my own opinion as a human being. Killing in any form is wrong. For me, I feel say no amount of bomb will solve a problem. No amount of terrorism will solve a problem. I just believe say these are two countries them we will find a way and live together so that we all get peace in this world. Peace is easy to cherish than war. War they only cause pain, and peace, I believe anybody we've been there in Australia during the war, you don't understand the value of peace. So my own advocacy would be, why not try peace and see if that works? Because war definitely not solve problem. I don't remember the teacher and salary. That one day I will pass on the message to His Excellency when he come back and say the teacher they not happy. Now for look into that matter. Which one are the other one? Okay, yes. So I don't answer that one then.
I think I can open up now for questions, but I want for just add to anything Her Excellency say on Israel-Palestine. As I say, salon don't always be for peace. We don't always support a two-state solution. In fact, that's what the madam just talked. We also vote for the UN resolution we call for a ceasefire or a humanitarian pause. And we, as a state, in our position, we don't be very consistent on that. On the question of teacher and salary, there's good news coming with this new budget. The government will already commit for increased teacher and salary over a period of time, and that increase they continue. And I know the Minister of Finance, they honor that pledge in the new budget, where they come as well. I think they will lay our Parliament at the end of this week. So those are two additional points that I just want to add. So now, hands up. We go through the first rounds and we do them quickly. So of course I'll start with the woman. You go to number 1. The gentleman go to number 2. You go to number 3. The man with the influence here, number 4. And you go to number 5. Quickly your name and your question. There you go.
Hello, today Her Excellency, this question goes to you. How do they envision the international community coming together for addressing these issues on November 18 and beyond, and waiting for a key message and what we go out for convey to the global community about it?
Okay. All right, thank you for that. So how will it, and I'll get the first part of it. Sorry, the first part of the question. Go on. Yeah, use that hand. Yeah.
Okay, hello again, this has been someone I you. So they asked how Her Excellency envision the international committee coming together for addressing issues on November 18 and beyond, and waiting at the key message and what we go out for convey to the global community about these issues.
Okay, thank you.
I'm from AYV. First Lady, close to 5 years.
It's okay, they walk. It's fine. Go on.
Okay.
Use it. Just go on, please. Go on.
Mohamed Amin Banya from AYV. Madam First Lady, close to 5 years since you launched the Answer for Gas campaign. Generally, I want to know from that date to now, like how many cases them you don't prosecute. You also make mention about integration. I want to know how you get for use then cases we prosecute as a test case from November 18, and how many victims them you don't reintegrate so far. Thank you.
Number 3.
Well, me name now Maada. I the right for Daily Scope newspaper. Well, I have to ask this question to the Minister of Social Welfare and also the First Lady. Of course, the we know the talk, and the people that we interpret for them. We don't see much. They don't do much for them. Waiting now on a line of action for CC, picking the way no talk, picking up we know the and the one that we interpret for ensure say they are also included into every other project way for better.
Thank you. Number 4.
Yes.
Yes.
My question goes to Minister of Gender. There are lots of children on the streets begging. If you are not aware, if you are aware of what have been done to remedy this situation, or if you are not aware of it, what thing you would do for this instance?
Okay, thank you. Number 5.
Mohammed Kamara of the Washington Paper.
Yes.
Excellency, we don't get a lot of women of integrity in this country, but this is the first time we're going to get a first lady who will use creativity to make the world this sad. Let me ask you a question several may ask. Is it because you get a passion for journalism, later on to the world of cinematography, then later on you become so open, or is it a home-oriented something that you become a model of the world?
All right.
So make her just repeat the question there, and then we will allow the mommy to answer them quickly. Hopefully we'll get one more chance for answer. How international community then are you bringing together with a key message for the day? 5 years since Hands of Our Girls, I think this man they asked for matrix. See if you prosecute and this, that, I know you will answer that. What do you do for people with disability, anyone that really supports them? What you do for people that within a tweet? Somebody in question. And then the gentleman, the last man in question, he say, who side is you passion and excellence? Who say come off for?
Maybe I start with my lady. They, you know, when you bring global leaders them together, you not for expect anything because their presence alone makes a difference. Because the presence don't tell me say they stand in solidarity not only with me but the victims. And the reason why would they do this, not to just to celebrate, but they commemorate. It's a horrible situation when you talk about rape victims. We're just standing in solidarity with them. We want for make them know say this day the United Nations don't give them this day. And the day this way they get, if you want to scream, scream. If you want to talk, talk. You want to pray, pray. But we will do it with you, we'll stand by you, and together we do it. And so you don't feel like say you are left alone for let you deal with your problems there. Most of these victims then they get justice. But at the end of the day, they don't heal. Because every day when you wake up, that incident will happen to you. You won't understand until you're a victim. You don't forget these things. You find a way to move on. Another opportunity there to try for give to victims then today, on this day, for say, from this day forward, I want for you know, say you are not alone in this, and I want you to move on. Because you're not a victim and you cannot remain a victim for the rest of your life. So that's an opportunity. The international people that will then become just in presence should say they value what we do here in Sierra Leone. So for me, that's more than enough. And what we will do for the victims that we will do on that day, on the day, we will make sure they get the thing that we don't promise them. Because I also want for them to get a startup in their lives, and we will change them and make themselves a part of the society and not feel, say, therefore live as victims for the rest of their life. Now, my brother, they asked me about prosecution, and I asked Chernobyl if you're a journalist really, because the office of the First Lady is not a lawyer or a justice system. I don't want to get involved in the justice system, because now one thing, if I go with case in court, and then that person they win the case. Now you back as journalists go say, now you don't use your position for go get the judge for get justice. What I do is amplify the situation, a campaign, and make people they're waiting of one for hide, make them not hide them. I'm just an advocate. The police gets the job for arrest perpetrators. The police then and therefore carry the perpetrators to court and then prosecutes the person and gets justice. So the police, all they need to do is tell Sierra Leone, we've got justice on this case, and that case, not the office of the First Lady. The office of the First Lady, we on job now for break the silence so that people not for be afraid for come forward and say, I am a rape victim. And then if you're a rape victim, we show you what you need to do. We are not the law, and we don't make the law. We know to go court, we know to witness, we know to go court. We don't do that. Now, disability. And this one is a question that also, there are things the First Lady can do, there are things that the First Lady cannot do. Now, in terms of disability, it is under the Ministry of Social Welfare. But even the Ministry of Social Welfare, not all issues within this country, they know. And the one way come to the table, then they deal with her. And then they deal with her competently. And the minister that sits there, she knows what she's doing. But waiting and they do it done, waiting and they do it done. These are policy issues, and this is not something where they say, the possible way they get the right answer, we ask the Presidentbio, because I am the president of this country. Me, I'm just the First Lady, and my job is to talk for the voiceless. So I'm always with the people, not with the government. I am with the people. So if you want to ask me a question that is with the people. Because me now waiting the people in the sea, now they care go to Maadabio. Not to waiting Maadabio they say. The people in complain, I take that information and say, Mr. President, if they detain in a cabinet say all is good, my brother, it is not so. This is what your people are saying. That is my job. Finally, Uncle, you know, this question, it confused me. But let me tell you something. In life, anything where you're not able for, you get to be good at something. And anything where you put yourself forward for do, make sure say you do it with the best of your ability. And at that make, when I choose to be an actress, I make sure say I did that with the best of my ability. And when I feel say it was time for me to quit, I quit knowing full well say, Usa I go now, I will do something better. So I utilize my time. And anything where I feel say not they pay me any dividends or not they help me for change the narrative or change people's lives, I don't get myself involved in those things. I don't do petty things. I don't do gossips. I don't, no. I focus because there is a ball right in front of me and the goalpost is there. I need my ball in that goalpost, and that's all that matters. Until that ball is in that goalpost, I see nothing. So I challenge myself and I make sure I deliver, not for me, but for the people. Thank you.
Wow. Firstly, on the acting side and the film side, I just want to say the ministry now are really in charge of the film industry. And so we have to work really closely with you for your expertise. Follow push line is before. So this is the opportunity. I think I want to. For that time, we will consider with you for all the contacts we get around the world. And that excellent way to cultivate for those that come before. Normally we can always end exactly at 3:30, but today I just want to announce it with you relax. I will give small gunya because I'm there, because people will ask additional questions. But for now, I want the minister to respond to a question quickly, and you said there one more question. They will take one more round of questions.
Thank you very much. I think that person will ask the question on the physically impaired children. You have the right to do so because there's more awareness now on those issues, particularly in people living with disability, because His Excellency the President, it promotes and projects inclusivity and I make it come with the radical inclusion. They too have a right They have the right to life in the first place. They have the right to education, the right to health, the right to everything really make a mortal man in existence meaningful. They get the right to that. Now, I'm in the Ministry of Social Welfare. Just been in office about 3 months ago. These are things I'm running passionately, and I'm not doing it alone. No say there are other players in the space. We partners them both national and international. We also get the civil society. All of them they are close to their hearts. So for the meetings where I don't get, most of them they ask me, what is your vision? And this has been part of my vision. So one thing I don't do as a ministry is try to see how I will articulate all the thing here into a document where will be reader friendly, where we partners then including the donors to see and buy into it. So what we will do, we will come up with a 5-year strategic plan where we will try to do first and foremost this week. We will get a consultative conference where we will bring in all the one that we then at this space, including the beneficiaries themselves. For can't tell me where do you want to see the social welfare in the next 5 years. First and foremost, we will lay the basis for them we understand where we are now and also want for go. And we will situate them within the 5 big changes. Because that's the vision of His Excellency the President, and at that direction they will take. Because we believe, say, every Sierra Leonean gets right to food. I mean, food behind. Now I make the feed salon, the food self-sufficiency. Now something where all Sierra Leoneans that they embrace. The healthcare, the education, human capital development, for them physically impaired people, they get right to education, and then set for able for make meaningful life when they grow up, they need to be cared for. So in this strategic plan, for all those who we're passionate about this, you're free to come and make your position, because this document, what they do, it make sure say everybody participate, because we want people for own now, so that at the end of the day, you know say you voice the day and that you will support me for able to achieve what we collectively don't say we will achieve for able to support the physically challenged people, and we get them. In fact, today I've been getting meeting with the African Development Bank, and she's as passionate as me, Naya, and the First Lady, and we're all within that space for able to see how we will get people off the streets. They physically challenge, even the picking their own at the top world. So we collectively, we went in at this high table, they work together for able to see how we address the issues that are. You and I know that's not an easy thing, but we believe, say, Una Sef, get to my own role for play, and we will want to call upon Una for come up with the ideas and support me through this journey.
Thank you. Thank you, Minister. Honorable Minister, please quickly.
Okay, I just want to talk on the issue of data. Somebody asked the First Lady, what is the prosecution we don't do? I just want to refine it, that we work together with other CSOs, and the CSO like railway initiatives. If you need data, you can contact them. Also, the family support unit, and they're in charge, because most of the cases they come through the family support unit. But to be frank, survey kind of to get data on every sector that concerns about the child. So that's how it be very clear. We ministry good one. Then somebody asked about the street child strategy. When I'm in the practice of journalism, and then they are not be like where you interview person, and I don't tell you say. When I was giving my statement, I did say that we get a street child strategy, getting children out of the street. As a ministry, we are aware, we get the strategy. If you come to the office now, you booklet, you go get them, and we try to make people picking them next. So we are working on this. As a journalist, pay attention. Thank you.
Excellent answer. You are a journalist. We make you now listen when we talk. Okay, we'll take one more round. This is just to make sure say all my feel your voice included. I want to do the people really outside this. Saku, yes. Salmana will ask you in the mic. You will be number 1. Okay, you will be number 2. You will be number 3. You will be number 4. Okay, so we'll take 4. So we'll take who's I finally? Okay, and you will be number 5. So remember the question there. Keep a short shots, and then how they do, I give all the panelists a chance for say quick response. Then Her Excellency say the final word, and then we close for today. Yes, you start.
Good afternoon. The question will go to the panelists. Madam President, as you know, role model, that everything about you spell out modesty. So what do you do to the girls out there concerning the act of modesty? Because you were the first for we, now we back they go out there and they dress recklessly and they attract the man them towards you. So what do you do and the other ministers then concerning that?
Alright, thank you very much. Questions of modesty and dress code. In a feminist, I have very strong opinions on that, but number 2, we'll all be sending number 2. On this side, yes. Okay, go ahead.
Question is coming to Madam First Lady. You made mention that your office got a record some rape cases related to men. Don't you think that it is high time you get a policy, just like as you say, you amplify the voices of rape victims and make them pass resolutions, laws, and all that? Don't you think it is high time you amplify the voices of rape victims for men? Thereby, the first issue, which is a hands of our girls, the first and to hands of our boys.
You are the hands of our boys. Okay, so. Now you need to know so. Now you number 3. Number 3 there, please, on this side. That guy wants hands of our boys. Okay. Yes, go ahead quickly.
Thank you very much. So Maada from Presidentbio magazine. You know, advocacy is about the citizens, and everybody need to be involved, and for everybody, not to be one-sided. This question is for all the high table. We know that ladies have been victimized one way or the other, but again, we still have people out there who are doing commercial sex working. I want to know, in your advocacy, both the ministers, the civil society, and Madam First Lady, what are you putting in place and making sure that those of our sisters are moved from the street, because psychologically they are affected?
Okay, thank you so much. Question on commercial sex, yes, number 4.
Yes, sir. Justice.
Please, quiet. I want the old man, let me continue for keep. Yes, go on.
Justice from Vox Media. I just get one question from First Lady. In all of this, not to want to tell me they can for the public, they try to justify the clarity to people as to how your office will come and do you spend it. Because most of the times, after everything, we don't see people that castigate you, say, I'm covering money. So before the end of the projects, we want to ask the question now, so that people will get clarity already as to whose side before we do cover for that event.
For the November 18th?
Yes.
Okay.
Is it from government, from the office, or whose side? Okay.
Alright, thank you. Then number 4, we will take number 5.
Good afternoon to you all. This question goes to Dr. Sasamawe. They say when they use football for aggressive or like its location, I want to know which gender will have been used, either the male gender or the female gender.
Okay, then a very straightforward question. You see whether a male gender. I'll give this young lady the final question, number 6, and I'll be the last person.
Good afternoon, everyone. This message will go to our dear First Lady.
Please. Go ahead.
The issue about rape in our country
had been a serious one, which was delegated before, but thanks to Madam First Lady for intervention, I want to ask this question. 1. There are times after the case have been booked to law, the victim later undergo stigmatization in their communities. So how do the government help them heal or survive from that? Thank you.
Thank you very much. How will they do this? Because at the last round, and it starts with you, Nikki Spencer Coker. Are you gonna hold 2 minutes quickly? So it's your final word, but any one of the questions that we want to comment on, you can say a few words on that. I cancel the 2 minutes there, and then I want to give Her Excellency the final word for just wrap us up and then we go. So 2 minutes each, yes.
Thank you. I actually want to make a comment on commercial sex workers. Commercial sex workers in Sierra Leone, mostly now an industry of exploitation based on poverty and lack of choices for mostly children and young women when they get involved. Now, with the growing drug epidemic, also the need for feed habits, they cause people in both female and male to become commercial sex workers. But the drive in the past always deal with the criminalization of the victims when are the commercial sex workers themselves, rather than going after what you can call in slang the Johns, the one way they go and purchase, when they try to get their services. So now I think there's been a great push by CSOs and others, particularly organizations like Advocate and others, for ensure the criminalization not on the victims then, but on the one them, the man them, the whatever else, where they go and try to get their services. And so you will probably see a bigger push on that front. But again, this phrase where they use everything is everything, that is it, because the foundation for why so many people get involved in it, and not just because they're people who be commercial sex workers, and because there's lack of choices, there's poverty, there are other issues. Yes, granted, some grown woman can decide that's not the line of work where they want to go into, but the percentage of that, especially in Sierra Leone, relatively small. And finally, then on whether or not we get to a point where we forget our hands off our boys campaign. Sierra Leone sexualizes its children at a very young age. So, not new that boys are assaulted or have been raped. If you're in the courts like me, I don't both prosecute and defend cases where the victim involved was a boy. It's not new. It's less known, but it's not new. Waiting, we as this campaign, whether you're talking about hands off our girls, hands off our boys, hands off whoever, is now the growing realization about the sexual exploitation, even the kind of language where they use, where they exploit the young, picking them from a sexual age, the exposure to things like pornography and those kinds of things. So, waiting for those. Should we have a hands off our boys campaign? In my opinion, Madam First Lady, no. Because the percentage of the numbers in terms of who is the victim is greater on female. But most definitely, it is something that we continue to talk about, for bringing awareness that it's not just girls who get victimized, but boys too. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister for Gender.
So again, just to talk about women and sex work. Of course, we get a law way dates back 1965, the Public Order Act. There is a law where they criminalize sex work, where that law they are hate harm, and one of the things that we can be bad. when any told them talk about women and sex work, now they be mind can go. And I feel say that particular aspect of women in sex work, we need forget a whole conversation around them. It's not about talking or asking a particular question on a press conference like this. I think the ministry will begin to look into the particular